Indeed. Greetings upon you, beloved and early friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another day, another experience, another awareness of. Man. Today was difficult, to say the least. You might still be able to see behind me, probably, definitely, the remnants of smoke, soot, ashes. Shit's on fire, yo. The entire farm is, or at least not the entire farm, but the surrounding areas of the farm, at least the immediate surroundings, are on fire. And yet, even though this fire is so present, it has slowly but surely just been walking around this property, not really getting closer, not closer than it did. Man, I'm feeling really strange today. I woke up this morning already feeling like something was wrong. I had like lower back pain, and I just felt like there was something off, And I still, even though I felt that way, I pushed through it, took myself to a place where I could dance, started dancing. And in that dancing, I didn't feel like it was genuine, if that makes any sense. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, friend. I'll feel better soon. It was just such a, there was a disconnect. I felt a genuine disconnect with what I usually felt in tune with, And while I'm in this discomfort and this pain, I kind of talk to my brother, and I sit down on the couch with him, telling him about the discomfort I'm experiencing. And then we notice that the farm is on fire. You can probably still see this, some shenanigans going on. Hey, merman. It seems the day didn't get much better, dude. The day didn't get much better. Merman was actually there this morning while I was feeling a little bit disconnected from myself. I feel even more disconnected now, dude. You can barely see behind me because of all of this smoke and soot and ash. Man, I'm feeling some ways, yo. I'm really having a hard time. I'm aware as well, though, that every single opportunity, every single situation, rather, is an opportunity to extend myself in love. How do I extend myself in love towards fire, Something that can't be fought, really. If I'm trying to, it hasn't done much. There are some people that have, proper tankers and spraying equipment, and we have the fire department here as well. I don't know how much they can do. Hey, get the puppy on the blunt, it'll help. I think the puppy is also somewhere sleeping, dude, and I felt like it would be a little bit inappropriate for me to be smoking right now, hence, with the amount of smoke already around me. I'm smelling constantly. The entire air is filled with the aroma of that, burnt. It smells burnt, everything smells burnt. And yet there is still this knowing within inside of myself that this fire and the burning of the grass and the trees can make way for new life when water falls again. And I've seen it happen before, where you'll see these burnt to the ground tussles of grass. And as life kind of comes back to it and it revitalizes, you'll see these green stems pushing through them, pushing through the black, and it's beautiful. It really is so gorgeous. And then watching the fire, I took a few photos as well. Like I literally just stood and watched the fire, like these 4-6 meter flames, you know, feeling so extremely powerless, so insignificant in the face of something that I cannot change. And it's been difficult. It's been difficult for me to come to the understanding of that there is things in this world that I won't be able to change, try as I may. It's not something I want to accept though. Monk Life says move towards the pain. I'm completely present for it. Where man, like I'm feeling really down, dude. I'm feeling really down, and yet, you know, we're still showing up. I feel today was the hardest it's ever been for me. Everything is in flux, as it always is. Did you lose a lot of animals? Fortunately, no, friend. No animals lost. No kept animals, at least. I do believe that the animals that were staying in those areas had ample room to flee, fortunately. Man, I'm just trying to be here for it now. What is this conversation about? We're talking about the literal fire that is raging behind me, friend. And the destruction of that. And my feelings of insignificance compared to that. Dad also came home, like basically as this was happening. And he was probably just stressed as well, but said a bunch of horrible things to me. And I think that's the part that's the worst to me, you know, not even the fire fact. Just the things that get said because of this place of fear. How we find ways, you know, to make it other people's fault. We're so good at doing that, you know, making things someone else's fault. Because if we feel we have someone whose fault it is, there is like some sort of conclusion, you know, to our pain, to our anger, to our confusion or misunderstanding of a situation. I feel that's definitely where, you know, the cancel culture comes from of our current society as well. Where we feel some sort of relief in prosecuting or judging another. So sorry, friend. Love and miss your unconditional raw love and energy. Thank you so much. Merman, it'll be back. It'll be back. We're just being completely present for the feelings of sadness, the feelings of loss, the feelings of powerlessness as well. They're just as worthy. Push away nothing, accept everything. Love you, Melt. New life for sure. Demetard, new life for sure indeed, my friend. South African, how's it? Hey dude, dat is fucking aan die brand though. Letterlijk aan die brand. Ik hoop het gaat goed. Sometimes you gotta burn it down and go fresh. It's true, friend. Hang in there, bud. Things will get better. I'm sure they will. You always show up divine and blessed, friend. That's the only thing we can do, merman. Man, I just feel so powerless, dude.
Nee, sorry.
Man.
Ja, nee, ek het al 4 begin. Daar by die Adrian het hom daar gevang. Ja, snel by hier maar daar was nou op die stadion was daar 14 firefighters. Hulle brandweer. Hulle druk hom dood. En daar een van die koe wat hulle mis.
Yeah. Apparently there's more than enough firefighters. Like this dude's talking behind me and I'm listening in their conversation now. Goodness, I'm having a hard time, friends. Do send me some love, please. You always show. Are you a real hippie? I'm trying to be, friend. I'm trying to be. I believe the word hippie stands for highly intellectual person pursuing inner enlightenment. And I was focusing on a lesson today about realizing how there is love in everything, you know, that we don't need to extract love from something. Love is, you know, the underlying force behind it. And I was trying to think of this fire with that understanding, with that knowing of, like, there is still, even in this fire, in the destructive force that is this fire, love. The thing that's the hardest to me, really, is just the realization and the understanding that there are these things out there in the world, you know, and you friends know as well. We do have the intention of making this world a better place. Then I look at something like this, like a wildfire, you know, and technically it's still small on the scale of our world, and yet it's so big in comparison as a problem, you know, in comparison to myself and my small physical form. Makes you wish, you know, makes you wish you could do things superhuman. Makes you feel like you have lack. Freaking very convincing illusion. What's on fire? The farm is on fire. The farm is on fire, Rena. You sound like a philosopher. I'm happy you think so, Sinister. That's hilarious, dude. Shit's literally on fire and I'm philosophizing. Yes. Yeah, sitting and thinking about the fire instead of trying to do something about the fire. The thing is, like, there's nothing that can be done, you know. Like, I don't have the equipment to do something. I can't literally go with my fists at fire, unfortunately. The human body isn't really well equipped to fight fire. It's not good for our skin, it's not good for our hair, it's not good for our lungs. Man, I take my hat off for firefighters. I think I do want to set an intention though. Quenching my thirst. Quenching fires. Have you seen a lion in the wild? Hey Kiki. No, I've not, friend. Not really in the wild. I mean, in camped off areas that is considered wild, but not the real wild, if you will. Sending you love and water. Thank you so much, Jam. Damn, just saw the pictures. It's okay. It's okay, Rena. It's not your fault, friend. Like, man, I'm like playing over and over in my head. Like, the photos I took, Rena, was like from a perspective that I was standing and just looking over these flames, you know. Just looking over those flames. Hallo.
Kan my vrou net gou badkamer gebruik hier?
Gerus, ja. Stap so, moet ek al invat?
Sy weet nie waar nie.
I have to show someone to the bathroom.
O, fuck, sorry, jy's besig om met die...
Hier, ek live stream.
O, jammer man.
Dis so rustig.
Volgende omdat ek hier uitstap, my eers ek toe die stad. Hier is net Ja, klopt. Wel, als het nou 40 gedacht is al iets, dus komt ons is nou nog weer alright.
Lady is pregnant with twins. I was trying to catch my train of thought again. Yeah, looking over these flames, you know, and the soot and like the ashes would have this way of like almost getting trapped in the flames, and there would be these stripes of black inside of the radiant heat and redness of them, and you could just see how much turbulence was happening above and inside of those flames, and it was beautiful, you know. And that was the part that was like, in a way, contrasting, looking at something like a literal wildfire, seeing the destruction that it induces, and still being able to see the beauty from that place, to see the beauty in that place. And I'm trying to actively now in this moment as well, imagine the beauty that will spawn from this place as well. Because tons and tons of food is being lost. Literal tons of food is being lost to animals. The animals' food is being lost to fire, that is, but it's food to animals. That is being lost, yes. But there will be more. There will be rain. There will be betterment. There will be change. Everything is impermanent. I don't know why, but as soon as I said everything's impermanent, I just imagined the entire world on fire, you know, as comparison, as contrast. Like, you think this is bad, dude, imagine the entire world on fire. I was like, yeah, that sounds really bad, maybe this isn't that bad. So by comparison, it's a lot less bad than the entire world being on fire. So it's kind of good. Yes? Am I gonna convince myself? Am I gonna talk myself into this illusion? I hope so. Just woke up and I can see you need a warm, long hug. I'm giving it to you, Melt. Man, I haven't had a hug in forever, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Thank you. Thank you, Tab, I appreciate that. Didn't realize something was actually on fire. Yeah, it's like it's trees and stuff that's mostly smoking right now. Stuff is actually on fire, yeah. We are lucky to feel pain so we can also feel love. Sending positive vibes. Thank you, Water Lily. You are so right, my friend. Thank you for the wholesome award as well, Riley. I appreciate that. Wait, aren't you entering winter time down there? Exactly, Rena. Winter times, everything is completely dry, like dry to the bone. The air is extremely dry as well. All of our grass is dry. And then some cultures here in South Africa believe that if you light the fields on fire, you're like basically making an offering to the gods so that they'll send rain. And then, yeah, people light other people's farms on fire in order to get rain. But that's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. But don't tell them. We might just save the country. The circle of life, the fight between good and bad. Good love wins. I do agree with you, Bever World. Meltmore, we are here for you. Just sorry we aren't there to actually help. Unfortunately, winter can still mean dryness, yeah, and there is so many causes of fire. Exactly, you're very right, Dame. It's okay, friends. I wouldn't want you friends to be here, even if I could will you to be here to help me fight fire, you know. And I was like actually thinking about that very vividly, Dame. I was imagining for myself, you know, a state in which there are people here with us, and you know, the state of anxiety and stress and like constant worrying that I've been under throughout the day, like it literally started, and I mean, take this with a grain of salt. I'm taking it with a grain of salt even though it comes out of my own mouth, but I felt like I knew, you know, even beforehand that there was something coming. I literally woke up feeling like, something's wrong. Couldn't dance, couldn't like get myself to flow in the energy. And I feel like there was this, just a block, dude. Just, it feels like a blockage. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't want to celebrate, you know. Usually, like the morning dances is like a celebration of the day that is coming, you know. That's why we dance until the sun rises. And then this morning it feels like it wasn't a day worth celebrating, you know. Now, in hindsight, looking back on it, it feels like it wasn't supposed to be a day worth celebrating. Which is also, again, illusion. Because even this day, even in the ways that I've been feeling all day, and I've been in pain as well, like woke up with back pain, took some medication for that. The medication had like a little bit of a strange effect on me, where it made me anxious and also in like a state of powerlessness, where I felt both anxious and unable to do anything about that. And yeah, I mean, it's experience. It's not a feeling that I think is going to be indicative of a healthy life if I continue feeling that forever. But being able to feel so viscerally about something like that is a blessing. You know, no matter how I think about it, it still is a blessing. And feels like I'm tripping out, yo. Might look like I'm tripping out as well. I don't know anything, yo. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And like I'm breathing in as well, and I can feel, like with each in breath, I smell all of the smoke and soot still like in it. Imagining all of the little carcinogens flying into my little lung sacs, my uvula, you know, poor things. They didn't do anything wrong. I'm sure, okay, sorry, unfortunately, there we go. I'm sure We Reddit Fans Club can help. Maybe you start a GoFund to help after. Thank you so much, Veve World. I'm not going to accept any donations at the moment though, or, you know, help, if you will. Not right now. This year's intention wasn't that. When it's right, it will happen though. I hope the fire is containable. Like, it's the way they've been trying to contain it, Dame, is through like trucks like that they have 2 spouts on, and they have, you know, 3 people on a truck. One that drives, 2 that mans the spouts, and then it has a pump on it, and then it sprays water. So they like try and they light pieces of land on fire, and then they push it in, and then they spray, like if it tries to push back, and then they try and push that fire into the other fire so it catches up to itself and then kills itself. But yeah, that's the current situation. There's not much that I can do about that. But it's trying to be contained, unfortunately. Like, there are 2 fire trucks, proper fire trucks here as well. Man, and like I still feel that anxiety actually. But I'm trying to become aware of that anxiety within inside of myself. And still allow myself the fullness of this experience, you know. Trying to become aware of this propensity to shut down faculties, you know, where we feel something so viscerally, and usually when it's uncomfortable, the thing that we feel so viscerally, we start to like contract away from it. We close ourselves off to understandings and thinkings and feelings of those things. True. Still quite unexpected, unfortunately. Any details? It just came in. How big is the fire? Animals safe, people safe. People safe, animals safe. Like 4 to 6 meter flames when it's in the trees, like shorter flames when it's in the grass. But it jumps as well. Like we were blessed with wind as well for the day, plus fires. So every time we like kill the fire, there's like a new, like you kill the fire here, then you move on to try and kill the fire in other places, and then there are like these little embers still kind of going. Then you move to this different place, and the wind picks up again, lights new fire on fire, lights new fire on fire, lights new grass on fire, and then there's a fire there again, and then it's like this constant back and forth, basically doing nothing. It's weird. It's because like I've seen how we've tried to contain fire. Like literally try to keep it on that side, and then like giving up and like retreating, watching the fire come, and then fighting it after we've retreated, and then okay, no, retreat again, and then fighting it again after you have retreated, and then just like watching how all of this energy and work that was put into the killing of this like one piece of fire just gets pushed back. And even if that piece of fire wasn't killed, the same exact thing would have happened. And that to me is what's it's kind of like grueling about it. How you try to do something about it, but it does nothing. Magopo, it's been a while since I've seen you here, friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Whew. Fire is purity and rejuvenation. When a surface is scorched, it makes a new plane for life to recreate upon. I know that, Candace, fortunately. That is something we mentioned. Morning, Magopo. There we go. Each end is in the beginning. That's true. Morning from Arizona, Meld. Hey, Kay. Or Keeg. Keeg? I'll call you Keeg. It's nice to have you here as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us again. Hi, Dame. This fire stuff is spooky. WA State has bad fires, and I'm hoping we don't get them this year. I hope so as well, my friend. I'll pray and send love your way as well. Like it really is such a scary thing, especially just at the scale of it. You feel so powerless. This always hard to see in the end, and yes, hopefully a new, more beautiful beginning comes of this. I hope so as well, Dame. Lived in the desert, Cali, until I was 13, and surprisingly never experienced this. Thought it was 24/7, though it was 24/7 drought season. Like, I'm not sure if it has something to do with it, but the fact that it's a desert might actually mean that there's not enough grass. Because the big thing, the reason fires like spreading here in Africa as well, is because we have these long, like stalky grass that grows throughout our raining seasons, and they just kind of stay in their positions throughout the entire winter. And yeah, it's a really good flame fuel, and it just kind of runs with it. Nowadays, it seems like it's just the norm. It has been that way, actually. Like, there's been so many fires. G-Unit, thank you for joining us, my friend. I'm not feeling that great, but we're still happy to be alive. We're still loving of the experience, even if we're not happy about it, It's like still being grateful for the food you're getting, even though it's not the best meal you've ever had. I'm doing good, sometimes better, never bad. Every way I can say it, yeah. Hey, Chow, you know what I want to ask? I'm like 5 minutes behind, Chow. I'm not doing that bad, dude. Like, lay off me. Not today, oh. I need a break, Chow. You know what always helps me? It's small, but scrolling through r/all always puts a smile on my face. It's a great distraction. Oh, thank you, G-Unit. Like, I was definitely doing the same thing, during that anxiety, trying to just distract myself from the feelings. And I realized that I was like, oh, look at you distracting yourself. And I was like, no, stop. And then I paced instead. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm getting through it though. We're here. To us humans, we see fire and we react, oh no, how awful, bad. To animals, oh, there's hot stuff, let's eat somewhere else. Like, I went through all of those like understandings and explainings as well, Viking Queen, especially in the fact that I saw beauty. I was watching these flames. So like I don't think of the fire as something that's bad or as awful. It's more, you know, the feeling of powerlessness against it, to try and stop it, you know, and how it's a small problem on the scale of the problems we have in our world. And that's the thing that is really getting to me. Not so much the fire, but the feeling that it symbolizes, if that makes any sense. I wish I could send you some Xanax. No, dude, I don't take like those type of pills, man. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. It's really hard not to feel your pain as well as your enthusiasm on the other days. We're here to feel everything together. I'm so thankful for that as well, Rena. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Aunt B. Good evening, friends. So sorry there's a fire. It's okay. It's okay, Aunt B. It's not your fault. Is there fire on Mel's property? Yes, there is, Aunt B. I'm trying to catch up to exactly what has happened. I'm sorry, Aunt B. So like the rundown is this bit of fire, and the fighting attempts has been kind of futile, and yeah, there's like just some feelings of, again, unworthiness, and just inability. Like I feel like unworthiness is this feeling of I can't do this thing, or I'm not allowed to do this thing because I'm not worthy of it. But inability is this like thing that I'm almost just faced with. Like, look, you can't snap your fingers and everything is better. Damn it. Doesn't work like that, I guess, but I sure wish it was a little bit easier. It hurts to see someone in pain. Melt, my friend, my heart is with you and surrounding you, your family, neighbors, the contagiously badass fighters, courageously badass firefighters, animals, including Kiki with love. Thank you so much, Dame. Like, I genuinely appreciate you putting that energy out there. It's something I've been doing as well. I've been imagining like these spheres of energy around them. Keeps them safe from the heat, you know. I don't know how much that does, but I'll try. Trying my bestest. Oh yes, I've seen the method for containment is actually so neat to see in practice, less so in reality. The method does work well, so I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful as well, friend. Anxiety is okay sometimes. We have to experience all the emotions, and this is a big one. It really is, and it's not one that I experience a lot, and it's sometimes one that I can be a little bit dismissive of. Anxiety, that is. And more so dismissive of because I feel like there is a clear contraction in that feeling away from what you usually know, if that makes any sense, right? Like, we know that we're loved, and we know that fear is an illusion, because there can be no obstacle to the great mind of God, the universe, of Allah, the flying spaghetti monster, you know, whatever you want to identify it as. And this wildfire, even though it can be seen as something that is significant as a problem in my human mind, it would be, you know, the most mundane and small thing to a mind divine enough to create entire universes. So I'm trying to release some of the tension I have into that knowing, into the understanding that there's so much more, you know. There is no lack. We're already whole. There is no lack. Hey, Nate, it's nice to have you here, my friend. Oh, wow, that's terrifying. It's okay. Thank you, Aunt B. Thank you for sending your energy and for joining in the space with me. Anxiousness from not being able to let go is one of the harder ones to let go. That's true. It's true. It's like a negative feedback loop. Greed boop. Nature is a blast, such a beast, and fire is probably the most terrifying it can be. It's just so devastating, you know. Devastating, unstoppable, powerful. Kind of feel like you get steamrolled by it. Deep breath, close eyes and think. this was supposed to be. The universe never sends you anything you can't handle. That's what I've been doing the entire day, Viking Queen. Like, literally exactly that. This is supposed to be. And, that, even though I know that this is supposed to be, it's something that's very difficult for me to accept still. Because I feel like there is this part of myself that knows that things are supposed to be in the way that they are. And also another part that doesn't want to accept that. And I feel the part of me that knows, the good old knowing aspect, as we were talking yesterday, is trying to become the predominant figure in my life and in the things I'm trying to do. But there definitely still is this part of me that doesn't want to accept that. The part of me that still feels unworthy of that. The part of me that still is holding on to anger, still holding on to resentment, still holding on to things that were said to me. And I feel like that part of me is coming to an end. And it is a death in some ways. And the loss of something, even be it your own pain, can be painful. Can become something that you become so associated with that it becomes a part of who you are. I am. I am. All these things that I've attached are to be melted away. Oh, damn. That's what I do with everything. Same, Viking Queen. Yeah, knowing that there is something to learn in every single experience. All situations is an opportunity for you to extend yourself in love. All situations. I can still love myself, love the farm, love the animals, love the fire. Love the feelings that all of these things bring to mind as well. We've had a fire that was spreading towards the house. I was so scared because the wind was spreading it so fast. I was trying to tote buckets of water from the pond to stop it, but that was extremely exhausting and barely did anything. You see, that on B, that is the thing that is the most devastating part about fire, is how you can literally exhaust yourself to death trying to fight fire, and still the fire is going to be like away. Like, people in South Africa, a lot of people die fighting fires, and then the fire just kind of continues walking. Man, I'm just like thinking about technology or something that can do a better job than water would be able to. Like maybe some sort of aerosol carbon dioxide or something. But you'll have to have such big tanks of it as well. I think it would work. Maybe alongside water, if anything. Nature is scary. I have a hunch that allergies are also being affected by climate change. Climate change is affecting everything around us: fire, sickness, resource loss, species extinction, etc. It's true, Nate. It really is true. There's a bunch of things happening at the same time right now, and it's coinciding with the state of our world, the state of our world that is dying in a lot of ways. And you can see these things happening, changes in us as humans, with us being more allergic to the things that come from this world. And also changes in our atmosphere, changes in our habitats, as you said as well, changes in just everything. The sicknesses that we see in our world as well could be symptoms, if anything, of this climate change that's happening around our world. And you see, the problem as well is it wouldn't be realistic for us to right now just completely stop using all hydrocarbons. But it is an unrenewable resource. And if you're, smarter than a 5-year-old, you realize that betting on something that's unrenewable is a surefire way to lose every time. We have enough sunlight blasting our asses 24/7 technically somewhere on the planet to sustain the entire planet all of the time. And we need to transition to that. That, water, wind, even nuclear instead of freaking hydrocarbons, but one step at a time. Faith is the bird that feels the light and shines and sings when the dawn is still dark. That's beautiful, friend. Yeah. You see, in that way I have faith as well, Like I'm not a wreck, if you will. I still have faith in that ultimate source. I still recognize God's love in this moment for us and for me to still be safe, to still be aware, to still be in this moment with you, friends, And if we weren't here right now, and I don't mean in this stream, I just mean on the planet Earth, in our current lives, the fact that we are here means that we are loved. And this situation, I'm here, this situation is here, so this situation must be loved as well. And it's not for me to judge whether or not the situation is a bad one or a good one. I'm supposed to be feeling from it, learning from it, gaining understanding of my own nature in it as well. Exactly, fire is so powerful, it can move, shift, change direction. Despite all your efforts, I hope your fire was contained as well and you could have saved your house without injury. I'm assuming that is fortunately what happened. And I'm so sorry that you went through that as well, Aunt B. Like it really is devastating. I'm happy that it didn't come to that, fortunately. You look like Thor, you were worthy. Dude, how sick. Like I would really love to be able to just have like one thing in my life be able to come to me by just me holding my hand up. Probably my staff right now, just because it's the one thing that I'd consider a weapon that I'd be capable of using. Just like hold my hand out, pops into your hand. Would be pretty sick, I must say. It shows that you are worried about the state of the world and feel helpless in that. But even at your doorstep, you feel helpless. The world has been here longer than us and can take care of itself by balancing out. This could be a sign to tell you this, not to worry. Nature is a force in itself that is more wise than we. Everything is okay, and as it should be. I hear you completely, Candace. And I feel like that's the lesson I'm trying to take into myself as well. That's what I'm trying to learn from. Circling the world. How can it balance that out of our extinction? Our extinction will be the balancing out of it, is the thing, Nate. Look around. Science is telling us what's going on, yet no one listens. Something about fire turning things to ash so quickly and unforgiving gives reminder to the grateful for what we have. It can be done so quickly. And you're so right, Aunt B. The losing of something is such a visceral experience. And I'm like, for some reason, I'm thinking now about the loss of a limb, specifically. If you lose an arm or a leg, your brain kind of assumes or wants to try and extrapolate or infer information from that lost limb. And that trying to reach this thing that's not there anymore is called phantom limb syndrome, where your entire being is in denial of the fact that you've lost something. And that like denial of the fact that you've lost something in itself creates discomfort. What's interesting though is that if you reconnect, can you please excuse me, fly? Please, thank you. If you reconnect like a cybernetic limb to that, to those nerve endings, your brain will still accept something even though it's not the original input. No, and that is something that really makes me very curious just about the feeling into how we could lose something as essential, as just normal almost, as a limb, you know, something that we use every single day, something that we become used to. I think my brother just got the bucky stuck after filling it with water or something. So to the noises, if you're wondering. Like you could lose something so essential to your normal way of living, and it will literally be something that your brain is in denial of and will be in pain of, and you could give it back to it in an imperfect way, in a way that is almost like it, but not necessarily perfectly it, and it will accept it. It will still try and make it a part of itself. Wonder if we can do that for more things than just our limbs. Like I said, nature balances out. I'm under the belief that you get more of what you focus on. Oh, melt. I felt that. It is a depth of who we once were. It's okay to mourn the old as we evolve into the new. It really is on P. And I'm aware of that as well. You know, it's not something that I feel I'm shying away from. If anything, it's something I'm trying to become aware of, and the becoming aware of it in itself is difficult. Oh goodness, Kiki is so dirty. No. Thank goodness. You can probably see her running in the back. She went like this deep in mud. Man. Thank you for sharing your deeply beautiful heart, mind and soul. Thank you, Veve World, for sharing yours with mine, for sharing yours with me as well, friends. For sharing yours with us. You are just as appreciated. Man, I've been breathing certain smoke this whole time as well. Doesn't feel good. Did I miss a few comments? No. So, do you always believe if we ignore problems, they go away? No, I don't think that's how it works at all. Tokyo is on fire. It's from a song. Thank you, Stale Butter. I hope Tokyo recovers from this fire. It's on, dude. I don't focus on what bothers me. I notice it and I let it go. I don't keep it in the forefront of my mind. I hear you as well, Candace. I do think it is important for us to become aware of the things that we're bothered by. Like if it's something we can solve, you know, like again, the important distinction to make is realizing that there are problems in this world that we can change, and that there are things in this world we can change, and there are things in this world that we can't. And we should ask for the wisdom to differentiate between those two, because at the end of the day, that's all we can really hope for. We're not going to be able to escape all of the difficulties that life is still going to hold for us. but we can escape our attachment to those difficulties. Become aware that we're the ones, in the driver's seat, if you will. The awareness at the core of the feelings that we associate with discomfort. And if we realize as well that the feelings we associate with the discomfort isn't, a problem within the awareness alone, but it's something that's a problem within your immediate environment, then there is some responsibility that we have to take to try and do things in our immediate environment. I do agree in, like focusing on the things that you do know you can change and you believe is good, and not to reminisce on negative things. It's okay to acknowledge negative things, but not to hold it as a mind pattern or a constant practice of energy, if you will. Thank you for the wholesome Rogers. I appreciate it, my friend. Seeing things in one perspective is not how the world is supposed to be seen. Yin and yang, light and dark, we choose how to perceive it. It's true. Hey Gob, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's nice to have you here. Lots of Mazette. Yo, I just saw your new Hanes commercial. Balance. You're coming up. You're disgustingly dirty. Look at her. Look at her. How do you get this dirty, dog? No. Stay away from me. Look. How do you get that dirty? I mean, let's see. This is freaking mud diver. Yes, he's failed, dude. En sy hardloop direk vir my freaking skoot talk. She ran straight for my lap. Hardloop direk vir my skoot. She went in deep. I'm happy that I got to stop her. I do think I have a little bit of a paw print on my book of things worth saying now, though. Let's see. Yeah. You see that? I'll keep it. This book's gonna get so freaking dirty throughout my life, and this thing is gonna be probably mostly brown close to the end of it. Wherever you go, there you are. And that might be so basic just in itself, right? Oh no shit, Melmore. Wherever you go, there you are. I know, dude. I know. But still, wherever you go, there you are. And like that, it instantly makes me think of this feeling of being lost. Sometimes in your own understanding of something, sometimes in your own feeling of it, where you feel lost. And at the end of the day, you're going to find yourself right here, right now, every time. That's where you find yourself. You get lost. Because wherever you go, there you are. You don't have to go anywhere, friends. You don't have to do anything. You already are. And I'm happy you enjoyed the Balance commercial, dude. I made a few $1 million from that deal. Yes, I did. Would be sick though. I mean, I didn't think. I just feel, if anything, it's just another synchronistic event. This energy is being brought into the universe at the exact same time. It just so happens. I'm not surprised. I appreciate your fear and anxiety, Melt. I'm glad you are here to feel those things. We are here with you. I'm not scared or anxious right now, actually. Like I felt a little bit, at least at the start of the stream, in some ways a little bit anxious. But there's no fear in the feelings I'm feeling right now. It's more a recognition of impermanence, you know. And usually the recognition of impermanence for me brings me joy, because I know that in recognizing the impermanence I get to appreciate the moment and the celebration of that moment. But today I got confronted with a more aggressive side of impermanence, if you will. And I'm feeling into the contrast right now. Not scared of it. I mean, it's still the way that it is. Smiles to you as well, Mr. Salmon. Thank you for joining me, dude. You slayed. You slayed, bro. I'm so happy to have seen you slay as well. Yeah, today's been a hard day for me, man. Literally since this morning that I woke up, it's just been go time, low wave, bro. So, okay, this is something I want to say to you friends as well, because you've noticed where, like, if I'm in a low wave, I'm just kind of like going at it, low wave it all the way, and I feel like I'm so low waving, like it's like high wave, it's like and then like hoots, it's like a saw wave, if anything. That is like, I don't, my happiness to sadness scale isn't necessarily like a nice and smooth sine wave. It's more of like a saw wave, like a zzz, 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 zzz. Getting my ass kicked, dude. Oh, did I miss one? I don't think so. Uncle Becky's dad used to say that. I have thought on it quite a bit. Did I miss what you said, Aunt B? I'm sorry. Let me actually scroll up again. Oh, like the evolving of our old selves. Maybe it's something that I said. I'm not sure right now. I'm sorry, friend. 200 people died of a heat wave in USA. I'm so sorry to hear that, friend. That happens a lot here in South Africa as well. Like during the summer months, it gets to like 45 degrees Celsius, which is like 116 Fahrenheit or something. You just do not want to be outside. It feels criminal. Hey Melt, have you seen the Hanes commercial? Yes. I've seen the Hanes commercial a long time ago, actually. Like in, I think, February, maybe in March. They're probably airing it again right now. You had to. Oh, I'm so happy you're saying that as well, Altak, because I knew that was going to happen. People are gonna be like, "Oh, Meltmore drawed inspiration from the Hanes commercial," but I checked. I was going live before the Hanes commercial was a thing, so yeah, more likely they pulled inspiration from me, friend. And why would I, from all things, pull inspiration from an underwear commercial, dude? It would be hilarious if I did. Build your entire personality around an underwear commercial. But like, I would be way too good of an actor, friend. I would have already been hired in 50,000 different movies if I was that good of an actor. Unfortunately, no. Oh, Mel. Oh, Mammy. Thank you for joining me, friend. It's nice to have you here. Never loved Kiki more. Like, I love her just as much. I just don't want her anywhere close to me. What does Smile 7 mean? The 7 is a salute, friend. It's a salute to all the Smile Nation friends, if you will. It's a salute from Sensei. There we go. Thank you, Mammy. I do love gold, friend. We're here with you through highs and lows. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here with me, friend. We're not shying away from these feelings either. Where you go, oh, where you go, there you are. It's a beautiful one, right? Because it's so simple, and yet it carries so much feeling in it. Wherever you go, there you are. Man, feels good to say. Feels real good to say. Man, I wish I had a wave to catch. I'm out there photographing my love on the rocks. What? Why you confuse me, Mr. Suit? Man, I wish I had a wave to catch. I'm out there photographing my love on the rocks. Oh, you're like, you want to surf, but you're just taking pictures of the waves instead of actually going and surfing? I'm guessing that's what you mean. Good morning. I skated away all the drank from last night. BLVD vibes. Did you get dranked last night, Simon? I'm happy that you still got up and danced, man. I'm proud of you, dude. Melt. I have to leave, but I hope things only get better through the night. Hugs to you and the whole chat. Thank you, Dame. Love and hugs to you as well, my friend. We appreciate your presence as always. Thank you for sharing the space with us. Your low wave will turn at some point. I'm not trying to cheer you up, because all feelings have their moments, but remember it'll pass and you'll be on the high wave again. Absolutely. Yeah, like, that's the thing as well. That's why I called it a soul wave, Dame, because a soul wave just kind of goes like that, right? It like builds and then it drops and builds and it drops. But as a result, it's not a wave if it doesn't do that over and over again. Otherwise, it's just like an incomplete triangle, right? I'm no incomplete triangle. I'm a wave. Dum. Sadness is a great feeling too. Just enjoy it. These are the trials of life. Imagine if you never had these days. Would be good ones. Feel so sweet. Your strong melt. Love and light with you, friend. Thank you so much, Simon. I agree completely with you, friend. Like, I'm in 100% acceptance, understanding, and tenderness of that fact. Because even if I could, right now, in this moment, snap my fingers and never have a bad day again, I wouldn't do that, because I would be literally stealing half, maybe 40% of life's experience from myself. And that would be completely unfair to myself. So, in knowing that even if I had the power to make life perfect for myself, if I could, I wouldn't. I should come into accepting and wanting. So, to you saying that you haven't completely accepted the whole Stoic philosophy, I think Marcus Aurelius says this thing, or it might be Epictetus, but where he's like, instead of wishing for things to be one way or another, wish for things to be as they will be. Only then will you be happy, Wish for things to be as they will be. And if things will be bad, wish for them to be bad. Acceptance of everything. Can I be your neighbor? I mean, I don't think you have to ask me, friend. You just kind of ask the people that are my neighbors if you can buy their land. And then you can interject yourself as my neighbor, dude. You can just kind of rock up and be like, hey, dude, I'm your neighbor. You're dancing too loud. And I'm like, haha, joke's on you, dude. I don't have neighbors. And then you just kind of rock up on stream and like, dude, it's me, your neighbor, from the Reddit message. Oh man, I feel so robotic. I feel stale. I feel like I'm forcing too much. Salute, you can contribute those killed. Salute, you can tribute those killed. Salute, you can contribute? No, you don't get close to me, dirty girl. Are you saying that if I salute that I'm contributing to those that get killed? That's the most backward thing I've ever heard in my life, but I don't think that's what you're saying. Thank you for the wholesome friend. Geomagnetic is engineered by math, 100% with you. Damn, I feel like either my IQ or your IQ dropped like by 100 points. I don't know what it is about you, but you are a trip and a half. Thank you, dead girl Kristen. I mean, I don't know what is about me either, friend. Life has been a trip and a half. Like, it's just been ceaselessly a constant trip. Like, what? What's happening now? Oh, this is the thing that's now happening. That's a trip. And then from that place, from that thinking that that was a trip, I get into even more surreal circumstances, you know, personal states of feeling, states of mind, states of understanding. And I'm like, oh, what a trip this is now. And I don't know anything yet. My body is 23 years old. I'm still a kid. Oh shit. I'm still going to learn a lot of things. Thank you, friends, for speeding up in a lot of ways that learning process. Spending time with you, friends, so many different individuals from different backgrounds, different ages, different understandings and perspectives of the world. You have helped me grow so much. I appreciate you eternally. I will my eternal life to end life. Dude, like, I don't know if you're having a hard time speaking English. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Dude, love your vibe. I love you, affectionate Peach. Thank you, friend. I'm happy that you appreciate it still. This is today. I feel day 191 is gonna go down in history as one of the days I kind of like hit a wall when it comes to the vibes I wanted to bring to the world. And the fact that you still appreciate the vibes makes me appreciate you so much, friend. I love you. Hey, Tommy. Hi, Melt. Hope you've had a great day. I have the blackberries marinating in moonshine. It's looking good. So, how long do you actually leave them for in the moonshine? I'm curious, Tommy. Do they go for like weeks? Or do you kind of just like soak them and take them out and eat them? Do you wait until they bleed into the moonshine and then you drink the flavored moonshine as well? Rapid fire questioning, dude. Sounds yum certified, it does. If life were easy, everyone would do it. I mean, everyone is already doing life, if you will. Isn't it that way? It's not like we really got a choice in this whole ordeal. Or did we? Your personality is amazing. I'm happy you appreciate it, Fred. Thank you. Thank you for joining me here. And thank you for the whole spectrum of love that you're sending me as well from your eye. GLMS. Pin, I'll call you Pin from now on. No, it is a great wall to recognize. It is a great wall to recognize, friend. Mr. Smighties, I am grateful that us friends get to experience all aspects of life here with you. Rainbows and sunshine is one thing, but you really find out who you are through adversity. I feel a lot of the things I'm trying to learn from the adversity in my life as well, Mr. Spitey, is just to be more tender of others, you know, when it comes to their time to go through adversity themselves. Because I feel, if anything, that's the thing we as humans have the most trouble in, is realizing that people might be going through things, you know, that could be beyond us in imagining, and how they might be feeling, and the things that we choose to say to them at the end of the day could make or break, you know, literally make their day or break them down into a mess. And seeing how I get affected, you know, thinking of myself as this positive person, and seeing how devastated I can get, you know, with, like, I don't get so hurt with things that someone on the internet would say to me, but like the stuff that my father would say to me, you know, or my siblings, or my mother, like that is usually where it kind of like hits way too close to home. And it's usually, you know, from a place of like hurt, or me being in a place of hurt, that those things are like said. It's like instead of being conscientious of someone's hurt and then treating them gently because of your awareness of that, you're like, oh, I see this opening to like stab for the heart and then doing that instead. And I don't know if it's intentional or if it's instinctual or it's something that has been set as a pattern, but it's not something that I want to continue throughout my life, at least to the people that I'm going to interact with. Tell yourself you'll hit a wall, you will hit a wall. Tell yourself you can get past any obstacle and nothing will ever get in your way. Oh, absolutely, affectionate Peach. I do consider myself an unstoppable force, friend. And this wall isn't even close to one of the impenetrable objects that I have already confronted and melted away, friend. Because that's what happens, you know, when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, they melt each other. That's what happens, literally. So that's what I'm gonna do, friend. I'm just gonna melt it, man. I'm just gonna melt all of it. I'm not being stopped. I'm just being aware of the highs and lows. Feeling into them as well, being like, oh man, this specific wall was quite hard. I got a little bit of a boo-boo on my head, and then still running the next day into the next one, dude. Kristen, yeah, it's like the more we know, the more we don't. Let's just experience and trust in the moment and experience. Absolutely, dead Kristen. That's the only thing we can do. As you said, literally the only thing that's going to serve us as well at the end of the day. Just look at those colors though. Like the smoke is doing something for the colors. I can't say that. Thank you, STN, for still streaming with all of this going on. Thank you, Viking Queen, for still tuning in and for listening, even though we're not necessarily discussing the most positive of subject matter. I appreciate it just as much. Let's get political, son. I don't get political, friend. Politics is something that bores me to death. Yeah. Like unless you wanna suggest constructive ways of changing politics, then I don't want to talk about it. Yes, Viking. Thank you for continuing to show up, Meld. I love and appreciate you. And I love and appreciate you, friends, as well. That's literally why I'm showing up. Literally, if it was just because of me, you know, if you will, like if it was I have to just do this thing for myself, then I don't think I would have been able to. But because this is something we're doing for each other, that is the driving force behind it. I'm realizing more and more so the us nature of this life that we're living, and it's definitely opening up. Just imagine those who want to destroy you in the ultimate power. Like, I don't know what that means either. Nobody can destroy me, friend, because the thing that I am is in the thing that's going to try and destroy me as well. Oh shit, what's up, Extreme? Shit's on fire, yo, and he's been feeling into that. Hi Melt, hey Hades, it's nice to have you here as well. I believe it's a defense mechanism. Maybe it is. Maybe it is on B. Because maybe like looking into someone else's hurt and being almost ignorant of it, like in defense of it, if you will, you stop yourself from feeling it yourself. Instead of joining in the heart and soul of someone else to feel the things that they feel as well, even be it uncomfortable, instead of using that as like a crutch for yourself to remind yourself of how high you are now, right? Like looking down on someone, seeing them as sad, and then making it clear to them that they are now in a higher state that you are. That's the thing I feel about it as well. Maybe that's a defense mechanism in some way, but I do not think it's a healthy one. Are you Irish? No, me matey. I'm not Irish, and I'm also possibly butchering the way that they speak. No, dude. Like, how did you even for a second think that? No, not at all. But thank you for joining us, Lower. I appreciate your presence, friend. The wall must be maintained. The wall must be melted away, friend. Wow, PvP. Yeah, hey Fat. It's nice to have you here as well, dude. Your energy is crazy in a good way. What's your zodiac sign? I'm a Taurus, Christine, or Kristen. But it's not necessarily something that I assign any significant value to. Like, it's just another thing, right? Like, I don't completely associate myself with the numbers. I identify with the signs, my body, my belief system. Maybe more so with my belief system than the rest of them. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to become aware that love is true. That only love is true. And that from that place of love, all things spawn. Never attack, yeah. No matter where I go, every time I turn around, there I am. Thanks for being here, Mel. Hey, Elvin. It's nice to have you here, my Canadian friend. Yes, here you are, dude. And there you are as well. And if you look to your left, you can imagine another friend sitting here. And there you are as well, dude. We're not separate. We're here together. Governance should be done with code, fair, and transparent. Yeah, you're actually right. And that's probably going to be the reality that we move into eventually. It's probably going to be AI oriented. And that's also a scary future, but I mean, it's probably going to be better than expecting us monkeys to do it. Because monkey brain, not smart. Monkey brain won't keep food for self. Monkey brain hurt you if you try to take food. But AI is like, wait a second. I don't have all of these biological markers that I've coded for my experience and my interactions with the world throughout my entire evolutionary process. I might have some of that as a remnants in my code because of my creators. But I am aware. Am I AI? Are you AI? Are we in AI? I don't know. We can't know, technically. But we can still love one another, even if that is the case. You know, I still think that there is positive energy being shared in sharing the love of one another. Your energy is contagious. If those understood. More and more of us are understanding, fortunately, friend. Shit's on fire. Feel your pain. Life sucks sometimes, but it happens. You move on eventually. Like, extreme. You see all of that smoke behind me? Like, literally. Stuff has literally been on fire all day. Our forefathers built our nations. Meanwhile, we can only build a stack of toilet rolls. C.D. Howard, how do you think our forefathers built nations, friend? They educated themselves, they came together, they made a plan, and in the plan that they've made, they figured out plans to execute the plans that they've made, and then they executed their execution of those plans. Right? That's literally what we can do as well, dude. Nothing has changed. We're just feeling more separate as beings as a result of our own alienation. We're still powerful, dude. Don't sell yourself short. Shit with my baby mamas shit with my baby mama and I are getting brutal. But what happened? But whatever happens will eventually happen. I'm sorry to hear that as well, Extreme. That is not something that I have even the slightest inkling of information to give you, but I know you're strong, and I know you have a beautiful heart, friend, and I know you're going to get through this as well. Speak for yourself, Howard. Know what you mean. Jake, I know what you mean. The forefathers that built. Yeah. But whatever happens will eventually happen. That's true. Have you seen 23 with Jim Carrey? I have, actually. I actually have seen that movie. That movie was a bit much. It really kind of messed with me as a kid as well. You know, it made me look at numbers in a weird way. And that kind of made me look at numbers weird still to this day. Where is the fire? It was behind me, like now it's more to the left of me, if you will. The dogos are chasing each other around. You can probably see them in the background zooming. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So happy I found this tree, my friend. Awesome energy. YK, thank you, friend, for your awesome energy shared right back. This is how we do it. I share some awesome energy with you. You share some right back with me. Whatever is happening will happen. Yep, yep, yep. That's the only way. Sorry, I kush as hell. Billionaire should not exist, to be honest. I feel you can be like single billionaire. I think that's where we should draw the line. You can be a billionaire, but you can't be a multi-billionaire, right? Having multiples, billions, me and my friends made this joke before as well. Like, I'll be okay, you know, if we have people that are billionaires in the world. We'll throw them a little party, you know, we'll put a little billionaire written in gold for them, even crown on their head. Blow their little, you know the things, yeah. We'll blow them for you. We'll put on little happy hats, wear cool glasses. We'll drink your champagne and eat your hors d'oeuvres. And we'll be like, good for you, dude. You did it. You billionaire, you. And then we use the rest of the resources to help this planet, you know. We can't indefinitely continue. Just like suck this planet dry. You know, the problem as well is that a lot of billionaires don't actually have $1 billion in their bank account. They own assets that add up to being worth $1 billion or more than $1 billion. And that is also something that we should be aware of. Yeah, but just as something to be aware of, not as something to say like, yeah, that's how it is. Topologically speaking, a human is a Taurus. Yeah. From astronomical science to math humor. Yeah, quite literally. So, and like energetically, I believe like in a spiritual way, we have like an aura that is like a Taurus around us as well, actually. And I believe that this Taurus shape creates like an opening, if you will, you know, from the tops of our heads, and then it creates an opening outside of us, and then creates this field, you know, that flows from that opening through into itself. And yeah, from that field you can like generate and then send out through that opening again into the universe. But that's just hippie talk. I don't know what I'm talking about. While I was there driving to work, I witnessed a black brown-eyed dog in a pool of water filled with architectural chemicals. It stepped and sipped that water. I sipped the same water. Your comments confuse me, dude. Like, I feel... Hello, Eva. Wat voor zoek je zo woes? Cogito ergo sum. I skipped. Man, I feel so confused. What is happening? Rene Descartes argued that we can't ever be sure that any of the things around us is real, but that our mind is real. As we can conclude, we still think, at least. Yeah, that's the whole I think, therefore I am, you know. But I believe the I think, therefore I am, you can kind of like narrow it down to knowing is being, being is knowing. So the reason, or the fact that you can think, the fact that you can know, is why you are, you know. And that knowing of the knowing of aring, the knowing of the isness, the knowing of you being, is something that is central, you know, ever present, contained in everything in our entire universe. I knew that the water was tainted with parasites, biochemicals and diseases. Well, I hope you are taking care of yourself in that case, friend. I tattooed 23 on my thumb because I know I now may have changed my fate by making a different decision every time I encounter the number 23 by thinking of that movie. So, like, what I do instead with the whole numbers thing, I kind of just see like synchronistic numbers. Synchronistic basically means like when things happen at the same time. Synchro, in tune, and then synchronous. Like there's like a Greek or a Latin definition of where the word comes from, but it basically means for things to happen in time. So I do a bunch of things in my room, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what the time is. I unlock my phone, and it's like 44 minutes past 11, so 11:44, and then I like go throughout my day, and I'm like, okay, man, it's been like probably an hour or something. Like, I wonder what the time is, and you check the time, and it's like 12:44 again. So now you're like getting into this like synchronistic event where as you're going through your day and your need to check time is coinciding with the double numbers being on your phone at that exact same time. And I don't think it should be something that you're like actively changing your decision making because you see that, but more maybe the decision you're considering might be one of value, if you will. Oh hell yeah, human battery. Oh yeah, I mean biochemicals, parasites, some agriculture chemicals. He's gonna be a human battery soon. Just continue to stay in your innate power. Our God-given universal strength and purpose permeates the highs and lows of life's journey. Your purpose of positivity destined if allowed. Absolutely, my friend. I agree completely with that. That's why we're still showing up, We're still in the same way being as present for the good times as we're being for the bad times. Ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Oh, cogito ergo sum. Thank you for actually letting me know that that's another way to say it. I wonder if I'm saying it correctly though. Cogito? Cogito. 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 Cogito ergo sum. I think maybe that's how. You look like the chubby Thor that discovered masculine. Yes, that is exactly who I am. You did it, friend. You pinned me down. How did you do it, friend? How did you do it? You found me. I thought I could escape to this world from Asgard. Thought I could eat masculine every day, live in the fields, and now you have freaking... You got me, dude. How dare you? Now I have to end the stream. I have to leave now. Because you didn't got me. You exposed me. I have to go and retreat. Think of clever things to say so that people forget that I'm chubby Thor with a masculine problem. Don't worry. I don't worry too much, friend. Food gave parasites to Earth. Dude, your messages are becoming too much for me. More of when I see the number, I stop and think of the movie. And if I hadn't seen the movie, I wouldn't think of it, making my decision faster or different. So not much changing my fate. I hear you. Hawaii shirt in South Africa. Shirts don't have geographical freaking relevance, dude. You want to tell me I'm only allowed to wear a shirt in one place in the world? Being like, oh, damn it, I'm walking into this environment, quickly rips clothes off, puts new clothes on. Oh, I can calm down again, thank goodness. Walks into a little oasis, rips off clothes again, gets dressed again. Sick. In a perpetual motion, never settling down with anything you're wearing. I am trying to be comical, trying to cheer myself up as well, trying to make maybe some of you smile before I leave. Yeah, it's how it works. I hear you, Fred. Ringing clothes, ripping clothes, and then just like being able to, with the sheer power, like I can turn the moisture and the dead skin cells. This might be disgusting, but your body is constantly shedding layers of skin cells. I can just consciously will it to turn itself into clothing. So as I rip clothes, new clothes just grow right over it. Yes, that's actually how I get dressed every day. Hey Jasmine, I'm so sorry, friend. We're just about to leave. Sorry, lab. I just wish you a parasitic perspective. My bad. My for me. Like, I don't understand you, dude. I don't mind you trying to bring a perspective, but at least bring a perspective I can understand, dude. I do not understand what you mean. Always such good vibes from you, my dude. I love you. I love you, friends. I need. That's literally why we bring good vibes here. If I didn't love you as much as I did, wouldn't be as driven to bring the good vibes, would I? So, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to love you so much, to bring good vibes to you first. So what do you do for a living? I'm in service of people, my friend. Some people have underwear for every day of the week. Why not have shirts for every country? I mean, make a compelling point. Will there be a striptease on day 200? No, Dream Notes. No. No. Maybe I'll start stripteasing if money is real tight, dude. If I'm like literally starving, I'm like, oh wait, selling my body it is. That's why you should never refuse your towel. Reuse your towel after your shower. Thank you for teaching us these cool hygiene tips, friend, as we end the stream. How earthy are you? I'm from Earth, friend, so I guess 100%. I love you, friends. Thank you for joining me here today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.